Hello everyone, welcome back to our Let's Play of Disco Elysium. I am Chris, I'm here with my co-host Tyler. Say hello, Tyler.
I am a cryptid. Find me in the cage.
I too am a cryptid, wild and free. You will never find me.
If you find us, you fucked up. And no one will believe you.
No one will believe you.
Not you or your liquor stench.
Alright, last time we agreed to hunt cryptids for Morel so he could go back to his wife. And this time we're gonna maybe do some of that, but first we want to talk with this crypto-fascist, don't we?
Oh boy, I wonder how this is gonna go.
It's gonna go...
I already recognized his background as like the fascist flag.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's been much of the iconography of the fascist movements in the game yet, but I guess we'll probably see it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, when I was looking up the stuff to make the intro, I found, like, the communist symbol, and it was amongst, like, the other... Like,
of course.
Ah, the sun.
Well, there you go. Alright, let's get going.
Talk to Gary.
Hello, I'm Gary. Very generous of you to help us out, officer.
I fucking hate him already.
This is a man's voice.
I
Tyler.
know, it's just...
He's a real man, and he deserves your respect. Maybe.
We'll find out. I'm sure the voice actors have it up all doing this. It's just the... it's like purposely...
I mean,
oh
officer.
My god.
Okay, yeah. Jesus Christ.
We're having a great time.
No,
We're having a good time. We have a good time here.
You know what? He did what we did when we were talking to the gardener.
That's true. It's hard for us to be holier than thou. Well...
It's like the cop calling the kettle a slur.
The lieutenant raises his eyebrows slightly and takes out his notebook. Yellow man. Interesting. This is something to ask him about, after a little probing first.
I'm just waiting for my friend Morel to finish up with his insect traps so we can return to civilization.
Why would you call it that? Not a lover of the great outdoors, Gary.
I like nature, just not this bloody coast. It's mostly drunks and degenerates that come here.
Degenerates? This man respects authority too much. To see the truth inscribed upon thine own visage. Pretend thou art a paragon of virtue.
He's like, I also am a drunk and a degenerate, but I am also a cop. So therefore...
I resemble that remark. You know what? Drunks and degenerates, that's my crew. We're rebuilding communism.
Dark times will do that to good men.
You just said they were awful, now you're sympathetic.
Well, I mean, you're sympathetic to, this man of authority. I mean, you can clearly tell just by looking at me that I'm a man who's very serious, but...
Yeah, look at her pussy whip drip swag. You have to respect us. Me and this bag. You know anything about the man behind the whirling in rags? Was he part of your dark RP from your Half-Life 2 server?
Oh, so that's what the RCM in Martinez is about. Great. Great to hear someone's finally taking care of that.
So you do know something about it?
No. Nothing. He was some kind of mercenary. But everyone here knows that. I'm just glad to hear you're looking into it. That's all.
He's not feeling very comfy in his clothes, is he? Strange.
Why is he wearing a tie when he's looking for bugs?
He didn't kill him or anything, but there's something going on here.
Is this your mug? Give him the mug. I don't want this mug anymore. I never wanted it.
My mug? Why would you think that?
His eyes widen at the sight of the mug. He's seen it before, right?
I see you can recognize it.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I may have had a similar looking mug in the past. That's all.
Ooh. Ooh, number 3 is powerful, but let's go with number 2. No. No, let's go with number 1. Just admit it, man.
Maybe. Okay. Yes, I did. I know I shouldn't have, and I am very sorry, officer. You're not going to find me, are you?
Man, this worked out better than I hoped.
you,
Great.
you're not gonna find me, are you? Well, are we? Or are we not?
Do we... Man, I really want to get him for the maximum, but part of me wants to do it because I hate his guts already, and I have very little sympathy, but I'm also a man of the law. The law must be just.
It's, yeah, I mean, if you're abusing the authority granted to you as a police officer, does that make you better than the man who wishes he had that authority so that he could abuse it? I don't know.
That's a hard one, and one I hope to never find myself in IRL.
I mean, just don't join the police academy, you know? But yeah.
You can watch Police Academy.
You can, and you should, maybe.
Should you?
No, actually, you shouldn't. Don't do that. Or
Yeah, you're
do.
better
I'm
off.
not your boss. I'm not a cop. Do what you want.
I'm your boss, and I'll have the vibe of a cop and tell you what movies to watch. I'll be that guy that's like, I wish I was there when these movies came out.
All right, have you decided?
You know what? Let's go for 100 real.
Okay, I deserve that. And I won't do it again. You have my word. I don't know what got into me. Stuffing my garbage in another man's property, I've been having trouble at work lately. The Koikos are price dumping us out of competition.
What did you do, Gary?
Nothing. Nothing. Just answering some questions. Helping out the law.
How did you get into the trash container?
I know a guy who works with the trash collection services, CS Municipal. He gave me a master key for the trash containers of Martinez.
What?
Why would you need that?
What? Yeah,
So
why
I
do you need to
can
go
use
into
the Whirling's
trash?
trash compactor to store my own stuff. Garbage disposal is expensive as hell. The damn Bohemians run it like a mob. I'm
Yeah, I
sorry,
wish we charged them
okay?
more.
I thought I could cut costs. I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have disgraced myself.
Disgraced? No need for the histrionic, sir. It was, after all, just a trash container.
It was the
He
people's trash
studies his
container.
reaction. Gary doesn't answer.
It is just a trash container, to be fair. I mean, look, you know, I can think of worse things to cheat with.
Yeah.
But
Remember when we were trying to liberate it for the people against guards? We wanted to put Krasnozov.
the people's trash.
Yeah, I don't want Gary to be a people though. Not with his attitude. Gary, why'd you put the clothes of a dead man in the trash container? Well, this makes you wonder if that guy also had a mug on him.
Officer,
That we just didn't
please,
find.
let me explain. It's not like that.
Well, do explain.
Oh,
then.
oh no! You just not.
I was
Okay,
only
please
cleaning
do.
up. I live right across the yard from where he was hanged, and I saw him stripped naked. All the clothes lying around in the yard, smelling. People are animals, you know?
Let's just say okay, because if you say yes, that means you're agreeing with them. People are
Then
not
I
animals.
came out to clean up the rags because no one else would. I put them into the Whirling's trash, along with a broken mug, admittedly. Okay, I was coming to throw the mug away, and, well, I threw the mug there and the clothes too.
Right. It was just civic duty.
Exactly. That's exactly what it was. Civic duty.
Civic duty. What do you think about that, Tyler?
I think I follow the baseline civic duty of not committing a crime. That's just me, though. You wouldn't know anything about the victim's missing armor, would you? You didn't turn it into a crypto server in your cryptozoologist operation here?
Armor? No. I mean, yes. Of course. I know he was wearing armor, but I don't know anything about it.
An infant could see he's not telling the truth, but he's too scared to admit more wrongdoing. There's something going on here. You should observe him more closely after this topic is concluded.
It's like a
Alright.
child answering a question.
I guess we should conclude then. There's
Let's
something
move
more
on.
going on here. He knows something about the armor that he's not telling us.
He's wearing the cod piece right under his jacket.
I hope I could help your investigation, in my small way.
We've got a 72% chance of figuring it out.
You were surprised to see my colleague, Lieutenant Kitsuragi, who's incredibly based and sexy. Why did you have this reaction to Kim Kitsuragi, who's incredibly based and sexy?
Let's find out.
Not many Sealites here, or anywhere, other than Sale. I meant no offense, truly.
Lieutenant is a native of Revachol.
Oh, yes. Of course he is. I was just speaking about his connections. Let's change the subject, okay?
He was raising the calipers behind his back, and then he put
The
them away.
The subject has been changed.
Yes, are you also a cryptozoologist?
No. I help Morel with research sometimes, and I've learned some things along the way. But I don't usually go in for picnics like this on my own.
There probably is a follow-up to this, but you can't think of any. Doesn't matter. Waste of time anyway. Gotta keep moving.
I think your mom told you to get off the computer.
Alright, do you want to try and make this check?
Yes, please. Oh, the die gives us a +1. That's incredible.
Apparently.
Nice.
Is he? He's looking
Oh!
Maybe it was just beads. Sounded like beads.
Damn it.
But what kind of beads might a man like Gary be hiding beneath his clothes?
We have to try that again. I feel so stupid. I'm so high.
Okay, we can try it again if you want, but first we need to fuck up. How do you want to fuck up?
Let's go prayer beads. I feel like the other two, it's shaming in a way that I'm not comfortable with.
I don't pray, officer. Faith in non-existent helpers is a sign of weakness. Not for proper Revacholian men such as ourselves.
It said Revacholian.
Yeah. Oh well, it happens.
Is that how they pronounced it 400 years ago when you're
Yeah,
beat up
exactly.
purebreds
Exactly.
talk about it? Alright, thanks for your cooperation. We're gonna be right back. I'm gonna pop some Tic Tacs, Gary. Don't you go anywhere.
You want to do that? It's composure, I
Yeah.
believe.
Alfred Hitchcock skill.
Exactly. It's composure, yeah.
What do they have?
I wish they would fix this so that I can check it a little more easily. Composure, yes. Alright, let's give it a go, shall we?
What else do we have for composure?
Alright.
Always a pleasure to see an officer of the law. I mean,
I bet it is.
officers.
83%.
You're going down, Gary. We're gonna find out why you're such a freak.
Okay, he keeps shifting
What?
uncomfortably, but you can't
another
make head or tail
4.
of this sound. And honestly, it's
How does that
rude
keep
to
happening?
stare. So stop.
I mean, 75 plus 75% chance, like, times point, it's, like a 5% chance that what just happened.
That is true. I'm just kind of embarrassed that it's so high and we keep failing it. One
mean-
more.
We've got level up points to whoops.
Also, composure combined with drama very powerful.
Always a pleasure to see an officer. Officer.
Shut up, Gary.
92%.
If we don't get this, I'm gonna scream.
That shirt looks very uncomfortable on him.
Yeah, we
Look
got
at
it.
the buttons, barely
Wow.
keeping that thing together, as if something is ready to rip out from underneath.
Something worn underneath it.
Yes, like a piece of ceramic armor, for example.
Knew it.
One that makes a clicking sound when the plates meet each other, resembling pearls or marbles, stolen from the corpse in the yard near where he lives.
A connoisseur.
I look like Jonathan Halo, don't you?
I knew you'd figure it out, officer. I'm sorry I didn't tell you at once. I was ashamed of what I did. And I didn't want you to know.
We're not detecting falsehood, sire. He's gearing up to admit the truth.
Gary, what's going on?
Gary, why are you
Later,
undressing in front
Morale.
of the cops?
I've got apologizing to do.
No, you've got explaining to do.
Why did you lie to me, Gary?
Gary.
Gary.
Because I was weak. I should have told you the moment I saw you. But
The hell, Gary? You in trouble?
I'll explain later.
Why did you really put those clothes in the trash, Gary?
Everyone was picking those pieces off him, and I was watching them do it. And they scattered his clothes all over the yard. Everything was smelling. So I went there to take out the trash and started cleaning up. All those rags on the ground, him swinging up there, and I had a lapse of honor, sir. I thought, he's a foreigner. They all say he wasn't from here. Only the cuirass was left, so I stripped it off him. It was early in the morning. No one saw me. I took it with me. It was a mistake. Had I known it'd give you guys trouble, I wouldn't have... Fuck.
I'm so happy we're abusing his weird fetishization of authority to our whims. Like,
We're
clearly,
detecting sincere contrition here, sire. He's not trying to flatter anyone.
He actually feels bad.
yeah,
Imagine
what
that.
if that's wild. What if we weren't cops? We'd be like,
It's okay.
"Eh."
It was a loose end, and you are tying it up now.
I'm so fucking sorry I called you Yellow Man. CLI officers commanded the suzerain's navy. Most of them sided with the king when...
They were thoroughly conservative men, he realizes suddenly.
Yeah, okay, give me the armor now. I don't want to hear this history lesson you maybe made up.
He's like, oh, that's right. Other people can be racist too. I should have known.
He sighs again, hangs his head, and unbuttons his shirt fully. A cuirass that matches the dead man's boots comes into view. Soon it is in your hands, smelling of his sweat. But so light to hold, like a bag of cotton.
Also, what if we just start wearing these with the leg boots we stole? just to mock him.
I mean, we could.
That'd be funny for a visual. Do you know who killed the hanged man? Did you do it?
I always thought it was the Union. Some Union hardasses lynched him because of the strike. But almost everyone in town knows that. I wish I could tell you more.
This is all he knows.
All right.
Alright, we're done here, Vulture Gary.
Yes, absolutely. I will never do anything like this again.
Yeah, you won't. You know how I know that? Look at you. You look like the fucking villain from Persona 5.
Which one?
Catchy.
He
Detective.
does kind of look like a Catchy, except I was gonna say, but we're a Catchy. We're the detective.
We are. We're the good at catchy. He's bad at catchy.
I see. All right. Well, thank you for your cooperation.
Thanks, Gary. Gary is very big. Somebody asks him if he wants soup. He's like, "Yes, please." And then he cuts away. It's like, fools! Little do they know I hate soup.
All right. Shall we?
Yeah.
Oops. Hey,
Those are the shoes I thought.
put them on.
That goes on the
Oh
shoes.
wait, these are shoes. Yeah, I'm done.
Don't even put pants on. Don't even put pants on.
Oh,
Mock
okay.
him.
All right, fine.
Mock him. Hey, Gary, what do you think?
Always a pleasure to see an officer of the law. I mean, officers.
He has no opinion.
Good.
All right, let's get
I
going.
hope he suffers. Can we? Oh,
All right. Well, he did say that one of the traps was down south of here. Do you want to check that out first before we keep going?
honestly, yeah, that's a good call. Is that the reeds?
Here we go.
There's a trap in the reeds at your feet. Looks like the same one you saw Morel set before. Same mesh, same wiring.
Let's look around.
Behind you, the ruins of a residential building rise over the reeds, shielding them from the wind. The reeds rustle confidently.
Oh, I can see the little locust flying around in there.
Confidentially, but whatever.
I
Reach
like how
for
you
the
said
trap.
that. Yeah.
Locusts are crawling around in the trap, confused but uneaten. You see no carnivorous reed phasmid gorging on them.
Big surprise. Anyway, 1 down, 3 to go.
We'll be in the next one, surely.
Surely. Anyway, the air is nice and fresh here.
That's true. It's confidentially fresh. Like how you said that a lot.
Well, it was a misread of the line. That's all. All right, we're having a breakthrough.
Oh, we're breaking through.
Some kind of superstar. They say the world isn't ready for a rock and roll cop. No one wants their state monopoly on violence to be mixed with celebrity worship. They claim to know it would be dangerous for detectives to rise to the ranks of demigods and have sexual encounters with barely legal cover girls. It would be insane, they say. To all this, you say, fuck off and die, in a cool voice. You people have no idea how good these cops are gonna get. They're gonna crack 20 cases a day. In the future, cops will be like astrophysicists, or prime ministers, or prophets. And you're the first one.
All right, we are some kind of superstar. We have lost 1 logic,
Oh.
but our caps for these 4 skills have been raised to 6.
No.
That's
I
okay.
guess that makes sense. So, yeah.
We can always put a point back in logic if it really bothers us.
Yeah, seeing ourselves as a superstar, I guess, is some kind of sin.
That reminds me, I forgot to read it out when we. Did I forget to read this out?
I don't know, but you know what? You have such a beautiful reading voice. I would like to hear you read it.
All right, let's just give it a quick read just in case I forgot. Although I'm so uncertain. Anyway, let's do it. First, let's make this absolutely clear. No one is saying you're an actual superstar in the groupies and cocaine, riddled with hepatitis C, strikes a lion-esque pose with a mic kind of way. You're not Guillaume Le Millon or Davy Dewis. No, you're a metaphorical superstar. You bring that rock and roll authenticity and passion to a line of work where people don't expect or want to see it. Where, some would say, it doesn't belong. Law enforcement.
Davy Dewis, famous for that song, It's Hip to Fuck Bees.
I mean, if it weren't hip, would he be doing it? Checkmate. Oh, yep, they are gone. You want to check this trap?
Let's check it for bees.
This is the trap Morel just set. Checking it over, he said, is just a technicality. But
Let's reach for the trap.
this trap is also full of panicked locusts. No sign of any cryptozoological beast inside.
Another empty trap.
Are you enjoying the cardio, Lieutenant?
Always up for a good jog. Otherwise, would I still be on this case with you?
Let's get out of here. Thank you, Kim.
Hey man, it's my method.
There's a madness to the method.
Alright, let's see what we got here. Oh, you're right. There was some people up here.
Yeah, it's G-Man and his weird Josuke Higashikata child.
Would you like to talk to G-Man?
Let's talk to G-Man.
And Mikhail noticed the windows, especially with how there are no windows on the south side. This was to deal with.
Do what?
You officers, come to investigate the historic subtext of West Martinez? I'm Tran Heilerstown. You must be Kim Kitsuragi, right? I was just telling my son about this building. Not a lot of people realize the historic significance here. Very rich in hypertext.
Yeah, you
Nice
click
to
it.
meet you.
Yeah, what do you mean? Why is there HTML5 on this building?
It's got a QR code.
Yeah, let's go with that one.
Yes, hypertext. Young Carp and the collection of cultural hyperlinks.
Oh my goodness. I have an internet too, you know. It's the interneting of my pants.
It's actually my shirt, but... Oh wait, we're not wearing that shirt anymore.
No, we're wearing this armor to mock him.
We're also not wearing
Wisdom.
pants in front of a child.
Yeah, it's not a good look, actually.
We'll put them back on afterwards.
Yeah.
Want to talk about the windows?
Tell us about the windows.
Oh yes, so Mikhail. They had to deal with monitor glare, especially in the summer. They still had vector monitors back then. That was 49 years ago. So they didn't have windows on the south wall.
Alright, you and Kim know each other?
No, I can't say that we've met before, but I've heard of Kim, of course. Mikhail, say hi to the officers.
Oh, he's... He's got a worm-themed coloring book. Incredible.
Why?
I have no idea.
I like this.
Mikhail's a little tired today. We spent all night trying to run Orbis on his radio computer. Have you heard of it? It's a programming language used in Grad. Quite tricky, but he wanted to play this Grad-made adventure program. We've been getting really into Worms lately.
The man speaks in the artificial cadence of a professor, or someone who's been on too many radio shows.
Yeah, the voice acting has been pretty on point, I would say.
That's really good. Also, is Worms like this universe's version of GURPS?
Only one way to find out.
Generic
But I
universal
assume you're not
role-playing
here
system?
for giant worms when there are so many real things to see. Just as I was telling Mikhail before, this is where the Coalition landed in '08. We could be standing on what is the most interesting landmark in Revachol West.
Wow, get a load of this guy. He really enjoys his trivia. The Orbis programming language was named after its inventor, Victor Orbis, a cybernetician from Grad. They run Vox in the Occidental countries.
In Revachol, they had to ban the violent games except for the one hunting game that the Prime Minister really liked.
Hey man, the Prime Minister really liked it. What were you expecting us to do?
Just because he likes to hunt in real life, he thinks you should play it on your computer. What's so fascinating about this empty old building?
Aha! But it's not just any empty old building.
I know.
What not a lot of people know is this used to be the R&D department of Felt Electrical. And Felt, which now sells ink cartridges mostly, was once a top dog in the turn-of-the-century cybernetics boom.
Hold on. What's R&D?
I know what this is. You should know what this
But-
is.
Unfortunately, our encyclopedia is not high enough, and so we do not know.
Oh,
If it's starting to bug you, you can always put some points in encyclopedia.
no, I know. I want to see how far we can slide our natural ability. It's on me. What's an R&D department?
Apologies, it's an acronym for research and development. They don't use it anymore.
What, the building or the acronym?
Probably both.
You're probably more familiar with RTD, Research and Technological Development.
Mea culpa. You are not familiar with that one either. This man is a bookhead.
He's a bookhead.
He loves books. Let's look at the building. Just look at it.
It looks old and weathered, with seagulls picking apart its stone and metal carcass. Bushy undergrowth has taken hold of the collapsed rooftop. Some kind of bird has set up a nest on a broken windowsill.
We've never heard of Feld Electrical.
I've never
That's
heard
not
of this
surprising. Only a vestigial ink cartridge and ferrotape manufacturer remains. They started out as a midway electronics outfit in Königstein 2 centuries ago. After an aggressive move to Revachol, Feld became a global player in the emerging personal electronics market of the pre-revolutionary era. Still, Tricentennial was beating them in business machines. But Feld had an ace up their sleeve. Or should I say, they were developing an ace up their sleeve? I'm mixing my metaphors here.
What was that ace?
It was here in Martinez, possibly in this very building, that they developed prototypes for a tape computer.
It'll never catch on.
Yeah, tapes are too flimsy.
An elegant folding mechanism of rollers and ferrotape ribbons, portable enough to be a take-it-home solution, revolutionizing business machines, possibly even bring them to the average consumer. Which is a feat of engineering even today's giants, Rehm, ICN and ZAM, haven't achieved yet.
He assumes something like a combat stance, facing the wind.
What happened, Mr. Stoickman?
Indeed. What?
The revolution!
Unfortunately, their moonshot project never made it to the market. Feld's move to Revachol backfired. The revolutionary government liquefied their assets and expropriated those very advanced prototypes, possibly from this very building, or one of the adjacent ruins. All of this was built by Feld, even the boardwalk. Wild Pines built Martinez proper as a resort for their middle management. Feld built this side of town for R&D.
How'd they build the R&D place so far from... No, wait. We were just in the place where it hasn't been developed since the war. This is also pre-revolution.
This was, yeah, exactly. This was before the revolution. So this has been destroyed.
Yeah, I was gonna be like, why did they build it like so far away from the actual town? It's like, oh, this was a town.
I was gonna say, this was the town back then. Yeah.
No wonder it backfired. You put your company next to a bunch of drunks and hobos outside. No one wants to commute to work.
Except the drunks and hobos.
Oh man, imagine being a drunk hobo with a job.
Ugh. Even a drunk hobo can get a job in this economy.
They should. I give them my job if I could. Just being epic. What do the revolutionaries do with those advanced tape computers?
They used them for military communications, but also to write and send out press releases, the most notorious example being Le Decret de Mars.
And that was?
What's the Mars Decree? I mean the radio transmission sent out to news agencies and world governments by the newly created commune of Revachol on the 7th of March in the year 02.
A short-lived legislative foundation for a short-lived utopia.
And you can play radio games on it and look things by listening.
It's a beautiful piece of text, actually. A singer-songwriter I know, Charette, called it a love poem to Revachol on her political concept album, Bombecer dans ce Lind. You should read it. Every local library in Revachol stocks a copy of the decree. I tried to get Mikhail to memorize it. Tried to. Someone was much too interested in worms to be paying any attention.
Hey man. When a boy wants his worms, that's just how it is.
Boys love two things, worms and contraptions.
Exactly. And political proclamations are neither of those two things.
Yeah, honestly, it's kind of mid in comparison.
It's a mid proclamation.
Yeah, you're not gonna find a lot of 8-year-olds writing hateful manifestos. They could be playing with worms.
All right.
What happened to the engineers and the company people? Are they in the war?
Oh, I'm afraid it didn't end well for the boys. But this story is a bit too dark for little Mikhail here. Now, if you were to ask about tape computers...
No, teach controversy.
Tell the child about the Holocaust.
He means that the boys got shot by the communists. The boys were bourgeois.
Would we like
Holy
to?
shit.
Would we like to tell a child that all of these men were executed?
Yes. Yes, I do.
All right, if you're sure.
Yes.
Officer, I told you this chapter of history wasn't on Mikhail's curriculum yet. Let's keep this kid friendly.
I was fucking 8 when I learned about it.
The
You're
boy
never too
looked
young to learn
first
about
at you,
historical
then
crimes.
back at his father, confused.
All right. Well, we can talk more about tape computers if you want.
Let's do it. Okay, so before they slaughtered them all like animals, tell us how these tape computers worked.
Actually, no one knows. No one even knows what a computer made entirely of tape would look like. But word has it, they were very elegant, exquisite, alien-looking turn-of-the-century hardware.
Buckle up.
Oh, Jesus.
10 years
Oh,
ago,
ooh.
I did a little freelancing, I guess you could say. I was a special consultant for an exhibition at the Wompty-Dompty-Dom Center in Vredefort, Oranje. It raised the same questions, and we had lengthy discussions with Paul Ockerman, who was head curator at the time. This was before the twins Keith and Guy Jews joined the team, trying to...
Wait, did he just say Wompty-Dompty-Dom Center? He did it.
I like the word.
He said Wompty-Dompty-Dom Center, like it's the most natural thing in the world.
You know, it's often hard to think of good titles for these episodes, but I just knew that this was coming, and I was like, "Yep, that's going to be an easy one."
Wompty-Dompty-Daddy-Dom Center.
Okay, never mind. I got a new title.
What the hell is a Wompty-Dompty-Dom Center? And who the hell are Keith and Guy Juiced?
Like this. Okay, what are you talking about? I liked when we were talking about the brutal murder of innocent people before. This is too much.
The Wompty-Dompty-Dom Center for Contemporary Arts. The exhibition itself drew on Lagerman's notion of memory, and so there were some parallels. That's why the head curator, Paul Ockerman, chose to...
Wait, I find it weird he's saying that name really fast compared to everything else. There is no place called the Wompty-Dompty-Dom Center for the Arts. There's no way.
Actually, I think there is. No, it's too much. He's joking.
In fact, I'm not. The Wompty-Dompty-Dom Center is a place you can visit if you're ever in Vredefort and are ever in the market for an exhibition space / contemporary art research center.
We've got a thought.
This guy's an
But
idiot.
perhaps I should return to the tape computers. As I was saying, the device itself was very elegant, fragile even. One could write directly on the tape using a special chemical solution. The machine would then analyze the handwriting, perform operations, and project output onto a white screen. It was a beautiful, delicate thing.
Made of black film and folding tape structures.
All right.
Cool.
Very, very cool. Though I understand the socio-economic causes of the revolution, it pains me to imagine the revolutionaries setting fire to this precious device. But so they did. The felt playback experiment vanished into the fires of '07.
Wait, the Feld playback experiment?
Yes, the official name of the prototype. Some sources report it as the Feld playback experience, but those are incorrect.
Why did they destroy the Feld playback experience? Is it because they saw horrors, man-made horrors beyond their comprehension?
Exactly right.
A fucking talking box?
Who knows? Maybe it was an accident, or maybe they didn't want the technology to end up in the wrong hands. Either way, they're all gone now. All 3 versions of the prototype. Nothing but debris and ashes remain inside that building.
All right.
And you're telling me these eggheads also built this boardwalk we're walking on?
Yes, they even built a pleasure wheel, but that got destroyed in the war.
Oh, you talk about the pleasure wheel, but not about the brutal murder. Okay, I see. This is
Well,
the
it is
inverse
more
of real.
appropriate for a child, I would say.
Yeah, the Wompty-Dompty-Daddy-Dom Center. That's pleasure wheel. Totally okay.
A pleasure wheel?
Yeah, even he knows what's up.
Yes, to lure in their star engineers. This part of Martinez was nothing but reeds before Feld arrived. They had to make the prospect of living here attractive. It was supposed to become a global center for innovation in cybernetics. But history had other plans.
What's a pleasure wheel?
I think it's a Ferris wheel.
I'm
It's
pretty
just
sure it's a
it
Ferris
can't be a
wheel.
Ferris wheel because that's a real person.
They called it the Heidelstein wheel.
All right, we wanted to ask something else, I guess, unless you wanted to go back through these.
Now I want to ask him what he thinks about freedom fries.
But of course, what else?
I want to hear about the. No wait. Oh,
That's
no. We're
back into that.
Yeah. Thanks for all the interesting information. You and your strange child have a good day.
No, thanks to you for having me and little Mikhail here to pick your brain. A very interesting conversation indeed.
Shut up. You made me feel stupid.
Pick your brain. If anything, this was rather one-sided. He did the talking. Whatever.
All right. We've got...
Lucky he has a. Oh, God.
Sorry, notes. Go ahead.
I was gonna say something though. Climb the fence.
Can't.
Wait. Where's this fence here?
Empty power
Oh.
box. Feld Electric, do you want to look at the mural?
Yeah, let's conceptualize the mural.
You see, a once bright mural towering above you. The signage has peeled off over the years, but you can still make out Feld Electrical R&D.
There you go.
I like how research and development is spelled.
All right, we've got a new thought that we can potentially start. Wompty-Dompty-Dom Center.
What the fuck?
Would you like to research the Wompty-Dompty-Dom Center? Or internalize, I should say.
Why would we internalize this? What does it give us?
I have no idea.
This sounds fake and made up. I probably have more fun just reading the fandom wiki for a series I don't watch.
All right. Your choice.
Oh yeah. Unless you think this will help us solve the murders. We think about the center.
Oh, the
I
wall
got-
of bullet holes. We unlocked another. We can take another crack at it now.
Ooh,
Because we've
actually.
heard about this. So, do you want
Let's
to do
do it.
that?
Let's do it right now.
All right. Let's.
Maybe they shot them because they called it the fucking Wompty-Dompty-Dom Center.
We might be onto something there.
I mean, I've worked in places where they come up with dumbass names for things like that before, and it's painful every single time.
Oh, right.
Is you-
I was gonna wear pants.
Yeah, it's a good idea. It's cold. Where's the child?
Oh.
We're so inspired, we missed it.
A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall,
28%.
reaching from one corner to the other.
Let's punch it.
Unable to piece together
Ow.
the big picture, just
Fine,
the
okay.
scattering of bullet holes.
All right. Well, we can always try it another time. Maybe even next time, but we will not be trying it this time. Do you know why, Tyler?
Why could that be, Chris?
Because our time together has once again drawn to a close.
Ah, just like the revolutionaries before they were shot for their magic machine that they didn't understand.
That's right. And hopefully nobody shoots me because they don't understand my magic machine.
I understand your magic machine. It's quite beautiful.
Thank you. All right. Well, thank you, gentle viewer, for watching, if you have been.
And if you have time, go find the Google page for the Wompty-Dompty-Dom Center and leave a bad review for its dumb name.
All right. Bye.
Beg of you.